Business of Drag and Me with your host, the wonderful Braden. We'll talk about taxes, we'll talk about business, we'll talk about life. Spill the tea. See you there. Ow, whoa.
Well, hello, friend, and welcome back to the party. As always, this is Braden, your host of the Business of Drag podcast and YouTube show. And this is our continuation on our intro series where we are covering the steps in my book, Unfuck Your Biz, a step-by-step framework to put your finances back together with legal and tax strategies. You like how I have to read my own subtitle every time I introduce the book? That's okay. I'm forgetful. I've written a lot of stuff. So what we're covering in this video is cash flow management. I also like to call this the client to piggy bank pipeline. Cash flow management is really, I think the client to piggy bank pipeline really helps explain it. It's you have a client, someone who hires you, maybe someone who gives you a tip, whatever. You get that dollar bill. What happens to the dollar bill once you get it? Does it go into a box or a bucket or a bag where you're just going to carry it around until you spend it on something? Or does it hopefully go somewhere a little bit more organized and then get deposited into a bank account where a certain percentage gets set aside for taxes? Eventually, maybe a percentage gets set aside into a savings account or a retirement account, and a certain percentage gets paid to you personally. And then that payment that gets into your personal bank account gets divvied up in various ways. That is our end goal, right? Eventually to have this full system set up, but that's cash flow management in a nutshell. What's happening to the money when we get the money? So that's what we're going to be covering in this lesson, so to speak. Now, if you're wondering how you can get all of the details, I've mentioned my book several times. It's a great place to start, but I have two different resources for you. So this book covers basically this whole series that we're doing, right? So the book is 12 chapters of fun. It covers legal and tax. So if you want more of the legal stuff, definitely grab a copy of the book. But if you want to dive deeper into the tax portion, specifically when it comes to this cash flow bit and the bookkeeping stuff that we're going to be talking about in the next lesson, then you can get my course, which is called Business of Drag Basics. You can see it comes with this fun little textbook. We have a lot of guides, worksheets. It's very pretty and designed. I made it myself, very proud. And you can get access to this on my website. Now, the best way to do that is to go to my website and download my free bookkeeping template. We will link it. And when you download the template, you'll be redirected to a special offer. At the time of recording this video, I always make sure to give caveats. At the time of recording this video, the course is only $30 if you go that direction and get it. And like I said, you get a PDF version of this textbook, and then you can order the hardcover. But then I also have training videos like the one that you're watching here, but with links to various spreadsheets and resources that you will need. So you can get this course for $30, and you can also get this book for $30. And between the two of them, you're gonna have some pretty incredible resources. So I will stop giving you my sales pitch now, and we will get into cash flow management. To do that, I'm actually going to crack open the book to our cash flow lesson, and I'm just going to walk you through the lesson. Okay, here we are. Lesson number 3, beautiful cash flow 1.0. So inside my various programs, I often talk about the stages of business, and those are based on kind of the revenue level that you're at. So I call stage 1 anyone who's a business owner, freelancer, whatever you want to call yourself, who is making under $30,000 a year in their craft or their business. So if that's you, this is going to be super, super helpful. But even for everyone beyond that, it's helpful that we start with the basics. So for everyone that's in stage 1, or if you're in stage 2 and beyond, but you haven't introduced a comprehensive cash flow management system, then I have everyone start with what I call cash flow 1.0, which is the beginner system to start doing your cash flow. And for you, the goals are very, very simple with this cash flow management system. Your goal is to put your tax savings on autopilot. And when I say autopilot, I mean that literally we're going to do it with an automation, and to build a habit of paying yourself regularly, not just like transferring money whenever you need it. Remember, we're opening a business bank account, so we're not paying for things for our business and our personal account. And when we have that business account, we're not just going to move money into it, into our personal account, like willy-nilly. Do people still say that? That probably sounded really silly, but we are going to do it on a regular basis. So the first thing you want to do is set up your tax automation. And if you open the bank account that I recommend, which is a company called Novo, this is not sponsored, but I am an affiliate for Novo. So if you use my affiliate link, I think I get like a $25 like little referral fee, which is fun for me. And I should look into that. I'm not sure if they give you anything. I hope so. That would be nice, right? But if you want to check it out, I would appreciate using my referral link. Of course, you do not have to. So the reason I recommend Novo, though, is because it is free and it is all online, which makes it very easy, very convenient. And free is a big deal because with business bank accounts, a lot of them are going to have really, they're pretty minor fees, but they're fees if you don't meet certain requirements. So for example, my old bank account require that I had at least $300 in the bank or hit a certain number of transactions per month in order for it to be fee-free. Otherwise, it was $10 a month. So relatively not too shabby. Other banks will require you to open with a much higher minimum deposit. Like I went to one bank that required a $5,000 minimum deposit to get started. That was wild. My first bank was $300. Novo, I think, requires $100 to get started. Like that doesn't even mean you have to keep the $100 in there. You just open the bank with $100. I think that's right. I think. So you open the Novo account. And the reason we love Novo is because they allowed you to set up reserves. Okay, let's talk about cash flow management a little bit more. Okay. So let me know, think about maybe you do this yourself. There is this really popular money management system using envelopes, right? So I have family members who do this back in Indiana, where I'm from. They use cash for everything. They they have bank accounts for their savings and whatnot, but it's mostly cash. And they'll have an envelope for car repairs and an envelope for Christmas gifts. And they have an envelope for you name it, right? And they put a certain percentage of their money in each of these envelopes whenever they get paid. And then, if they have a car breakdown, they're going to go to their car repair envelope. There's $1,000 in there with cash in it. They spend that to repair their car, and then they're going to replenish that envelope. And that's literally their money management system. So using a cash flow system in our business is similar. We're essentially separating our money into different buckets to kind of shield it from other things so the money doesn't get spent, except we can do that with bank accounts. And a bank account like Novo makes this easier because instead of actually literally opening multiple bank accounts, we can have reserves within our one bank account, which is essentially like a sub savings. And we can also set up automation. So you can set up a tax reserve in your Novo account. And then in that reserve, you can make an automation so that it's automatically going to save taxes for you whenever you have a deposit. Okay, so to give you a visual, I'm going to pop up a graphic that I have here of how I have my account set up. I have a savings account for profit, savings, and tax. Now, don't worry too much about profit just yet. That's more of like a 2.0, 3.0 level thing that I teach in my programs. But you can see I have 25% of all deposits set aside for taxes and 5% set aside for savings. The purpose of that savings is it's a business savings. It's a business slush fund so that if I want to, let's say I'm ready to redesign my book, then I can tap into that savings account to rehire my book designer. It's for big projects that I want to spend money on. So that's what the savings account is for. The tax account, pretty self-explanatory, to save for your taxes. So way back, and I'm trying to remember what part it was, part 2 or 3 of the series, I showed you how to get started calculating your quarterly taxes. We go into that in a lot more detail in the Business of Drag Basics course, but you're going to calculate how much you should be saving for quarterly taxes, and then you're going to automate that here in Novo. So let's say you get paid $500 for a gig. Okay, so $500 for a gig, and you have your quarterly tax savings percentage at 20%. So you tell Novo, every time I get paid, I want you to save 20% of that money for my quarterly taxes. Great, you set it up, super easy. Now the $500 hits your bank, $100 is snatched out of your primary account, and saved into your tax reserve. So it's set aside. It's there for you when you need to go to pay your quarterly taxes. And then that keeps happening throughout the quarter. And then you come up to your quarterly tax deadline and you have $3,000 in there. That is what you're going to pay to the IRS for quarterly taxes. And that's how this cash flow management system works in a nutshell. Now, we also have in here our new bank guide, what you need to do in order to open your bank account. It's pretty self-explanatory. You're going to need your EIN. We talked about that in the last video. And you're also going to need, if you have an LLC, you'll need a copy of your articles of organization, an ID for each owner of the business, which is likely just going to be yourself. And then also, if you have an LLC, you might need your operating agreement and meeting minutes. So that's the basics on how to open your bank account, your business bank account, and how to save for quarterly taxes. Now I want to talk for a second about paying yourself. So I think I'm going to do a read along. Let me know, comment on the YouTube video. Do you all like it when I do a read along on YouTube, or does it just seem silly? I was thinking about this the other day after I recorded one of my videos, and I thought, I never really see people reading on YouTube. But then I thought, well, most people probably don't do that for copyright reasons, but I'm reading my own book, so not a copyright violation, right? So let me know, is it boring? Is it engaging? Is it interesting? You tell me. Personally, I love audiobooks, so maybe that's why I do it. Okay, the second big step in the 1.0 system is simply paying yourself on a set regular basis. I recommend every Friday. So how do you do that? We have a system for that too. Here's what you do. On payday, which is determined by you, again, I'm recommending Fridays, multiply your revenue from that pay period by the current profit, by your current profit percentage. So in this book, I also have you calculate what your profit percentage is. So how much of your freelancer business revenue is representative of profit. So you're going to calculate that percentage and then transfer the amount from your business bank account to your personal bank account. This prioritizes your profit and it prioritizes paying yourself first. After you transfer that profit, the balance remaining in your account is your allotment for expenses. If you want to take on a new business expense, you must have the funds in that business account. Once you transfer money to your personal account, do not reinvest it back into your business. So this means once you pay yourself from your business, don't go reinvesting that in your drag. Okay, anything that's going to be a business related expense, you want to pay from your business bank account. So don't go buy costumes and fabric and hair, wigs and makeup and all that stuff with the money that you're paying yourself. That's the money that you have earned from your business that then should get invested into your personal life and savings. Okay, this is your money for now, your money now for your personal expenses. Like I mentioned, if you need more funds in your business account to cover your business expenses, it's time to make more money. This sounds simple, but it works. When we allow our personal finances to suffer to make up for business deficits, we can get a little bit complacent in terms of our earnings. And we are ingraining bad habits in terms of not focusing on profitability. We don't want to allow ourselves to get creative and scrappy, and the cumulative effect can mean thousands of dollars we don't have working towards our personal financial goals. So I'm not going to go into painstaking detail on how to run the cash flow. If you want to learn that, you can access all the details in Business of Drag Basics. Like I mentioned, we have fun spreadsheets that you get access to. And by fun, I mean, they're not painstakingly boring. I give you tutorial videos on how to use them. So quick recap on Cash Flow 1.0. To set up the system, you need to open your bank account. Step number one, open your bank account. Then you need to estimate how much you should be saving for taxes and set up your automation, step two. And then every Friday, you're going to do your cash flow system and log your bank balance and run your cash flow. So that's step three. So pretty simple. Open your bank account, automate your taxes, pay yourself every Friday. That is our system for cash flow management. I promise you, I'm sure I was going to say a lot of you are watching. I don't even know if a lot of you are watching. Still in the very beginning stages of this channel and show. Hopefully a lot of you are watching, and I would imagine that the majority of you are watching this pretty passively. You're maybe not actively implementing all the tips that I'm sharing with you, and that's okay. Sometimes it takes people a while to really decide that they're going to commit to things. But if you're going to take anything away from this, I don't even know what it's going to be, 9-part series, I think, that I'm doing, what I would encourage you to do is to really, really take action on this lesson and the next 2 lessons, because that, I think, is where you're going to see the bigger impact, and it's going to relieve a lot of stress when it comes to the finances in your drag business. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was informative, helpful, not too terrible to watch. Let me know. Do all the things, ring the bell, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the podcast. And also, if you feel like it, go follow me on social media. I'm over there doing my best to make taxes, law, and finance as interesting as possible. Not an easy feat. So if you want to support me in that endeavor, give me a follow on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at DragTax. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll be back next week with another one of our fabulous interviews, and back in 2 weeks with part 8 of this series.
Hi everyone, it's me, 𝗓𝗏𝗧𝗛𝗡𝗏𝗧 from the cast of season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Do you need help doing your taxes? Of course you do. You're stupid, but you're pretty. You might be a drag queen and you can do dips and splits and all of that other stuff. You can grab $1, $2, but are you paying Uncle Sam? If you don't know how, you need help, and that's why you need Business of Drag. That's right, you need Business of Drag. Taxes are a drag. Tune in for help from a pro. All right, all you drag performers out there, taxes are stressful. We all know tax season. Taxes are stressful, stress causes wrinkles, and filler is not deductible. Hire us for help. You need it. You really, really do. Hey everyone at home. Oh, there goes my titty. That is not deductible. Okay. Hey everybody, it's me, 𝗓𝗏𝗧𝗛𝗡𝗏𝗧 from the cast season. Hey everybody, it's me, 𝗓𝗏𝗧𝗛𝗡𝗥 from the cast season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race, and I'm here to tell you that if you're stupid and pretty just like me, you might need help on your taxes, because taxes are a drag. But you need to tune in for help. Oh, motherfucker! God damn it, I got this wrong. Okay, one more time. Sorry. Hi everyone, it's me, 𝗓𝗏𝗧𝗛𝗡𝗏𝗧 from the cast season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race. You guys, if you're like me, you're beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, stunning. People run down the street just to get a look at you. But you're also insanely stupid and not good at doing things like math or handling your money. That's why Business of Drag is here. Taxes are a drag. Tune in for help from a pro. Might I add, taxes are stressful. Stress causes wrinkles and filler is not deductible. No deductee. Hire us for help. You need it. Business of Drag! Pay your taxes. Pay your taxes. Pay your taxes. Or Uncle Sam will do a split on your throat, metaphorically speaking. Do your taxes.